Aries, it's time for your mid-month check-in. How's everything going? The last time we spoke, you were on the verge of something brand new, like the energies were coming together for you to launch something or discover something new. And I'm really curious to see how that played out. Now, let me know in the comments. Now, that was your lunar return reading when the moon had come back into Aries and touched either your sun, moon, or rising sign. And now it's a couple of weeks later, and we're going to do the mid-month check-in when the moon is in Libra. So it's opposed to Aries, your personal full moon, as it were. I think that's a great time to check in and see where the energy has taken you, or what have you done with it. All right. So what I've done is done a three card. I've laid out three cards here: Brotherhood of Light card for the energy, a wild unknown archetype for the archetype, and then for some inspiration, a Sacred Destiny Oracle card. I have not looked at them yet, so let's have a look. Okay, for the energy this month, or at this moment, we have the Six of Cups. That is a great card. That is a great card. I mean, on a most basic level, it means fertility, right? Fertility of ideas, some fecundity, right? This sort of rich moment where you're bringing your thing forward, which is really aligns with what we were speaking about a couple of weeks ago. Um, it could be a love affair, Aries. Is there something you're not telling me? Let me know in the comments if any of those resonate with you. But what I'll just say is, it really speaks to staying aligned with your emotional values. So when you discover something new about yourself or you embark on a new venture, sometimes you can get distracted along the way, right? There's new influences. Anything new, there's new, right? So new means uncertain, or maybe it doesn't fit. So this is really asking you to analyze your emotions and stay true to how you really feel. When you know what you really feel about a situation, it makes making decisions so much better, so much easier. So, in addition to this being six, which means Venus, which means creativity and beauty and love affair, that kind of idea, it's also the um, Cancer decadent of Scorpio. So it's ruled by the moon. So uh, just watch out for your moods. Okay, that's the other thing I'll say. Keep your moods in check. I mean, the thing about such a rich card, especially when you're embarking on something new, is it feels right to you. And if it doesn't feel right, I want you to change directions. Okay, this is really like a like an emotional check-in moment, right? Aries, you get out in front of yourself really well, right? In other words, you're not going to let anything stop you, like, oh, I had a weird feeling or some mysterious dream appeared. You're going to put that to the side and you're going to keep charging forward. Halfway through, what this is suggesting to you is you check in with how you feel about everything, not what you think, not what you desire, not what you really want to have happen. How does it make you feel? And it should align, right? I mean, your intentions, what you're trying to achieve, or what you've discovered about yourself, should align, with your feelings about that topic. If it doesn't, you need to change course or fine tune your course, right? In a sense, that's what we're doing here today. We're giving you a little bit, I'm giving you a little bit of more information to help fine tune that vision that we talked about a couple of weeks ago. This is a very positive card. As long as you can check in with your emotions, everything's going to be fine. It might mean a slight course correction. That's okay. I've never known anybody to do anything that just went in a straight line. It's just not how it works in life, okay? So don't be afraid of changing your direction a little bit or changing your mind a little bit. But it does suggest to me that you're on the right path, even though you might make some slight alterations in how you're doing things. Okay. Wow, good news. And maybe a love affair. Can't beat that. While unknown archetype card, what archetype did we pull for you today? The mother. All right, the mother. There's nothing more nurturing than the moon, right? This is ruled by the moon, Cancer, so forth. So, this kind of nurturing moment, right, where you mother yourself, right? It's not really about your actual mother, your physical mother, your This is about getting that mother energy going for yourself. We so say a lot about the mother, right? I mean, it's like in this deck, it's like the first card. Okay. you know so nurturing, holding something precious to you, care, right? Caring, feeling, giving of your feelings, all of these things resonate. We begin our archetypal story with the mother's love. Through her sensual, fertile, and life-giving energy, all creation takes form, including this new venture that you may have launched, right? um, uh, it's your baby, as it were, right? It's your baby. Regardless of our birth story, each of our hearts beat for the first time in the warm womb of the mother, where she offered resources from her body for the building of our own. Yet her tale is not so simple, as the mother, especially on the earthly plane, contains both light and dark aspects of the feminine. With the best of intentions, the mother wraps her loving arms around her creation and begins to grip what she meant to set free. The mother both nurtures and prohibits growth. That's a very interesting idea. I'm going to come back to that. She gives yet clings. She creates yet restricts. Amid this complex energy, the mother holds the key to the eternal challenge of love. Okay. So when you invent something, when you come up with something, when you start something, right, it's your baby, right? But, if it's going to join the world, it's going to connect other people's energy and they're going to have a response to it. So don't hold so tight, right? You know, you can, you can, you can keep your project or your intentions, on a short leash, but let them run a little bit. Take it to the dog park, take it to the idea park, let it run around a little bit, interact with other people, right? That's when you're going to get good feedback. But that doesn't mean you abandon it, right? You're not giving it over to other people. And the same with this energy, right? It's caring and nurturing, right? Um, it doesn't have to hold it so tight because it trusts. So trust your ideas are yours, and the direction you've chosen is the right one. Okay, care for it, but don't smother it, as it were. Love this. I love this. Right? Fire needs oxygen, right? You know that, right? Being a fire sign. So it's not simply that, you get going on something. You need something to burn, right? And so if you're smothering this idea or this venture or this new relationship or whatever's going on with you, because of course in general readings, I don't know exactly what's going on. Something's going on with you and something's going on with you. They're energetically they're similar or analogous, but they won't be the same. Okay, so don't smother your creation. Okay, give it some room, give it some oxygen, let it burn brightly. Still, these go very nicely together. Okay, what's some inspiration before we say goodbye? Fulfillment. Aries, this is a great card for you. The last time we spoke, I had this sense that something big was on the horizon for you, and it seems like it started to take shape. And if you haven't noticed it, again, not everybody's going to have a same placement of Aries in their chart. If you don't know your birth chart, go ahead and look that up. You can get a free birth chart from astro.com. I've left a link in the description. Okay. Some people have Aries intercepted, which means it's hard to express, or they have a hard aspect against Aries. So if you haven't gotten something going, don't fret. Use this nurturing energy to try to gather your forces and 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 learn about your desires. Right, when you know your desires, you can make some progress. By the way, if you like what I'm doing here, if it resonates for you, I appreciate a like and a comment, subscription. Well, that's all free. You just hit the button. It'll let you know when a new video comes out. And if it isn't resonating for you, I'd like to hear that too, because that helps me fine tune these general readings for the audience that's actually present. Let's just read this fulfillment card. Fulfillment is at hand, no matter what is occurring in your life. Put your attention on what is splendid, pleasurable, and luscious. This is all Venus energy. It's all wonderful. Find bliss in the moment. Love fully, deeply, and without hesitation. Cherish your friendships. Fill your life with people, experiences, and places that give you delight. Let go of people and things that don't feel empowering and that drag your energy down. Okay? You no longer need to put the needs of others ahead of your own needs. If you've had any health issues, a ripe peach represents a return to better health. Savor your life with gusto and with grace. Experience and embrace life in all its permutations. If you want to conceive a baby, or a new project, right? Or a start of a relationship, this card is an excellent omen for a great outcome. Wow. This really supports a lot of what we were talking about before. And then internally, it all supports itself. So, Aries, have a blast, okay? Stay true to your heart, feel your feelings, nurture your project, nurture the direction you're trying to go in, and, by caring for it, right? Apply that same care as you would to a pet or a baby or a sibling or someone in your care, even an employee. Apply that to yourself. Take care of yourself, and the path will appear for you. Follow your bliss, as is said. Aries, I'm going to check in with you in a couple of weeks and we'll set some new intentions. Meanwhile, peace.